Okay, today we're going to be making you some Italian wedding soup. Now, if you've ever been to an Italian wedding, this is probably one of the first courses that you are going to get throughout the whole day. This is a really great hearty soup. The first thing we're going to make, and I'm going to show you how to make it, is the tiny meatballs that go in the soup. And first we're going to start with about a pound and a quarter of ground beef, which we got right here. We're going to put this right in our plate here. Next we're going to start with some garlic. I already got some couple cloves. For about that much, we're going to do about probably about 5 cloves of garlic that we're going to mince. Not actually mince, we're going to crush them. And when you crush the garlic, the skin comes off just beautifully, just like that. Okay, we're going to get rid of all this happy stuff, put it in our little garbage poke right here. Now we're going to add this garlic right into our ground chuck. We got our garlic press. One at a time. I'm going to put them in there. Oh yeah, this takes a little while, but believe me, it's well worth it. And one more little piece. This is where you get all your flavor. Take that off there. Take your pieces out there. Okay, to that, we're going to add some Italian breadcrumbs. Oh, you can smell the garlic. Like I said, this garlic is like Italian perfume. I mean, this is just great. Italian breadcrumbs. Like you might want to take a little bit, stick behind your ears. Oh yeah, it's good stuff. You're going to put in maybe, I'd say maybe a cup for this amount. But keep it out because you might need a little bit more. Okay, one little bit of onion powder. Little bit of oregano. I can get it open here. There we go. Not too much oregano, because oregano has, like I said, has a tendency to make things bitter. You don't want to make this bitter. Some Italian sweet. Little bit of rosemary. Just a little bit. That's probably about enough of that. Sweet basil. You can do a little bit more of this. Get it crushed up, get that flavor out of there. And of course, you got to have the parsley. And most of these herbs are things that we have grown and dried ourselves. And maybe another episode will show you how to do that. Get your parsley up there. Put that in. And then we're going to go to the refrigerator and get us some eggs and Romano cheese. Now the Romano cheese is the kicker to this. You don't want to use Parmesan, you don't want to use any other kind of cheese. It's got to be aged Romano, because that's what gives these tiny meatballs in the soup such a great flavor. So give me a second to get a refrigerator. I'll be right back. Okay, we got our eggs, we've got our ground chuck, and our breadcrumbs and all our herbs and spices. You want to put a little bit of black pepper also in here. Next couple shakes of black pepper. You want to get some salt. And you probably want to put a teaspoon of salt in here. The reason I say a teaspoon is because the aged Romano is kind of salty, but it's got a great flavor. Next thing you want to do, you want to get about 2 eggs. You want to crack them right in here. And I say at least 2 eggs. So we'll put those to a side for a second. And then next, we're going to get our aged Romano. Now, the best thing to do is get yourself a wedge of this at the store. Put it in a food processor. If you have the hand grater, that's fine. Put it in a tub. Put a little saran wrap on it. Stick a lid on it. Put what it is and the date. Stick it in the refrigerator, in the freezer, because this will last up to about 6-7 months. Anytime you want it, you just pull it out, use what you need, put it right back in the freezer, and that's all you need. And as soon as I get this open here, I'm fighting with the cheese here. Okay, you take your aged Romano, and you want a couple good handfuls here. Look at this. That's what you want right there. Oh yeah, let's add a little bit more. This stuff don't last long at our house, I'll tell you that right now. You get a wedge, you think that much is going to last you? Not with what we cook. I'll tell you straight out now. Put some of that in. Put your cover back on. We'll stick this in the freezer in a minute here. Okay, you're going to get your hands dirty on this, but believe me, it's well worth it. Get yourself a pan, put a little bit of non-stick spray, roll your sleeves up, nothing under the sleeves. You mix this all together here. Now I know this may seem like a little task, especially when you're making meatballs the size of marbles. But believe me, when you put it in this soup and you get that broth going that we're going to have, Paul will show you how to make the broth and everything for this. Oh, this is just off the hook. And believe me, like I said, if you've ever been in an Italian wedding and you've had this soup, this is just great. Now, since you really can't taste anything, just give it a little. Oh, that smells beautiful. That smells beautiful. You take a little bit, and what you want to do is you want to make little meatballs. It's a little bit bigger. Maybe about that size, maybe a little smaller. You just want to keep doing this until you get a bunch of these done. You all stick around now while I'm making these meatballs. We're going to be back to show you how to make the chicken and the stock and everything you need to make Italian wedding soup. This is off the hook, y'all. Stick around. Okay, our meatballs were done. I put them in the freezer. The reason we put them in the freezer is because they set up a little bit, and when you put them into the stock, they don't break down. It's a lot easier to cook them. But now I'm going to show you what we did. We're going to get our chicken that we had already prepared for you. Oh, this is good. And what we did, we got a chicken breast. We did the slits. We put the skin over it. The skin was on it. We cut it. We put some Italian oregano. We put some basil flakes. some celery flakes, some black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and we put a little bit of chicken bouillon. It's the one with the no sodium. We sprinkle that all on top, and then on the bottom, you put it in a pan. On the bottom, we added about a quarter cup of beer, a quarter cup of wine, and about a quarter cup of chicken stock. Put it in the oven at about 375. It's been cooking for about 45 minutes now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this chicken out. It's nice and done. You can see it. It's beautiful. Some of this is going to go into the soup. We're just going to put this in a bowl here. We're going to let this rest and get cool. We're going to get our pan that we're going to make this Italian wedding soup in, and all of the drippings and everything that's been cooking with the chicken. We're going to put that right in the pan here. Get all these goodies out. And you all stick around now, because Miss Paul is going to show you how to finish making the rest of the broth. That's going to make our Italian wedding soup. You all stick around. We'll be right back.
Hey, we're back, and I'm going to show you how to get the rest of the stock going. All those good drippings from the chicken are in here right now. You want to take some chicken stock, and you want to add 2 cartons of this. Alright, this one I already kind of had prepared and ready to go. We'll just put that, right there. But shake it up, punch a hole with a knife, and take that off. That way it doesn't splash all over the place and all over you, and you don't have a big mess. Easier to pour, easier to get out. So there's our stock in. Now we're going to add to that just a little bit repetitive so we can get these beautiful flavors in here. Some more basil, a couple pinches of that. Alright, we're going to put a little more oregano in. And just 1 pinch of that right there. We're going to put a little bit of chopped onions in it. Dehydrated chopped onions. Maybe about a tablespoon of those. We're going to put some more of this chicken stock, the dry, the low sodium, or it's actually sodium free. Maybe about a tablespoon of that. So we're just kind of repeating pretty much what we did when we had the chicken in the oven. Nice palmful there of celery flakes. We're going to add some onion powder. We're going to turn the heat up on this to high, okay? So add your onion powder. And some garlic powder. Alright, we're going to stir this here. I'll be right back. Okay, I had to go and retrieve 2 things. We needed some parsley flakes to go in there. About a palmful of that. And very important, some more white wine. Another, alright, let's just finish the bottle. That's about a half a cup or so. We'll put that pretty bottle right over there. Now you do want to bring this to a boil, like I said before. And once it is to a boil, you want to cover it and you want to let it simmer on low for about 30 minutes or so. And that way it marries all those flavors together that you had just added to what your stock already was. So we're going to let this sit. I'm going to put a lid on it, and we'll be back and we'll show you what's going on after we bring it to a boil and when it does its simmer thing and when it all gets going, and we'll go from there, okay? See you in a bit. Hey, we're back. We had this on simmer, the stock, for about 30 minutes to let everything marry and get all those herbs and spices into the stock and get the good flavor. We're bringing it up to a boil now, and it's starting to boil. So you get it on a medium to medium high heat. All right, we've got endive here. Very important. I mean, it's like a leaf lettuce, okay? But, and it kind of grows the same, and it's got that big knob at the end that you cut that off, whack it off. But you really need to wash it extremely well. So if you're putting it right in your sink in cold water or in a big bowl, whatever, wash it several times, drain the water off, put it in a colander and strain it, okay? These are 2 pieces that I left as is, just to show you. And once it's cleaned, just tear that off. You don't want the stem. See? Just, you don't want that stem running through. So there you go. Now we're going to take it from here, and that's the first thing to go in our stock. So I got 1 large handful right now. There's 1 going in. There's 2 going in. I think 2's enough. You can save the rest and have it with a salad and put your stuff right on here, have it as is, but I think 2 large handfuls are enough for the size of the head that I had. So we're going to stir this in. And it starts to reduce or wilt. It starts to wilt. And by looking at it, I think we got the right amount in. So it was 2 large handfuls of. So you let that go. And then the next steps we're going to take, Julius is going to show you that, so we'll be right back.
Okay, we already have our stock and our endive in here, and it looks like we're going to need a little bit more broth to put the rest of our things in, so we're going to add a little bit more beer. Hey, a little bit more beer. Just a little bit, maybe a 1/4 cup. Add yourself a little bit more stock. Another 1/4 cup. We're going to turn this up, get it boiling again. And we put our chicken in the oven for one reason. Because if you put your chicken in the pot to boil with everything, with the skin and the bones, because what you're going to have is a big pot of chicken scented room freshener, which you don't want, and then you're going to have all the bones in your stock, and you don't want that. You want to put it in the oven. It brings all that flavor together. It concentrates it. Okay, so we have our chicken. I took most of it off the bone now. We're going to put it in a bowl here. Clean your chicken off, save this. Now what we're going to do next is, while our pot's coming to a boil, you're going to add some of this chicken, beautiful chicken here. Add some of that to it. And you don't want a whole lot of this, because what we're going to put in next is what really kicks it off. Those meatballs we made earlier and we put in the freezer, you're going to take a nice bowl, just a medium-sized bowl of these, and I couldn't tell you how many they are, but you put a nice sized bowl, you put them right in there. You get this boiling, So everything starts cooking around again. Give it a little stir. And this dish is almost done. We're going to let this come to a boil. And we're going to add our noodles. You stick around. I'm going to have a little sup again of our gray cran of beer. And if you don't know what this is, we put it up many times on our Facebook page. You can go to our YouTube page, our channel, and find out how to make it. It's very easy. It's a delicious, refreshing drink. You'll love it. But while this is coming to a boil, we're going to take a second and we'll be right back. Y'all stick around.
Hey everybody, it's Paula again. I got the cran of beer now. Okay. It didn't take long to get those meatballs going, and they're pretty much done already. 2-3 minutes. Pretty much all it takes. So we're gonna do orzo. Orzo is a pasta of choice for this. Alright, it almost looks like a rice, but it's pasta. And again, with my measurements, it's 1, 2, not quite 3 handfuls, and it's about I would say 1/4 of a 16-ounce 1-pound package of orzo. And you want to use the orzo because it holds up really nicely in this. And give it a good stir. And it's going to take them a little while to get to where they need to be, but the reason why you don't use a whole lot in this dish is because orzo will pretty much triple in size. So we're just going to put this on medium-high heat. It's pretty much where we're at right now. And we're going to partially cover it. And we're going to come back and check on it in just a few minutes. Stir it and see where the orzo's at. And the cran of beer. Mix you one. You're going to love it. Hey, I'm back. Large spoon in hand. The orzo has been cooking in here for about 12 to 15 minutes, somewhere in that neighborhood. And we've checked it maybe once or twice and give it a stir along the way. It is done. We got ourselves some Italian wedding soup. So what we're going to do right now is this is the whip. This is where it's at. This is what makes the flavor. This is what gives it the oomph. Take a good handful of aged Romano and pour in there, or put it in there. And I always say a little bit more for good measure, okay? It's what makes the Italian wedding soup what it is. I mean, you get all that other fine stuff in there and all those ingredients and all the herbs and all the goodness, but that's what really does it. And turn it off from there. You want to get yourself a ladle from here. Now let me find the ladle. Here we go. Alright. Oh, there was already one in the bowl set aside. Check this out now, would you? It's got the meatballs in there. It's got the endive, all those spices, the stock, the beer, the wine, and the aged Romano. Very, very important on the aged Romano. Let's get a little broth in there. Shake that off into there. Alright, you know, since we're being... Look at this. Because Julius isn't around right now. So I'm going to wipe the edge of this bowl off. Make it all pretty and everything. I'm gonna put a little bit more of the Romano on top, and that's what you need to do also, because that's like the cherry on the sundae right there. I'm gonna set that aside, and I'm gonna call him in. Hey, wedding soup's done. Bring a spoon. We'll see you in a minute. Thank you for watching, everybody. You've been watching Galui's Mood Food. We're gonna enjoy this, and we'll see you next time. Stay tuned. Did you bring your spoon?
I forgot my spoon. That's Italian
Use
soup.
mine.
This is Italian wedding soup, y'all. This is great stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Stay loud.
Thinking about the plan to start.
Very, very hot.
And now I wound up sitting there with plans that never started at all. It wouldn't hurt so bad if I knew that I'd hit fall. Looking down, I can see the bottom's a long, hard fall. A long, hard fall. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Lower I could go. I'm looking forward to a time when I can finally break even. And I hope it's soon before this time can break my soul. Well, it's no mystery.